Burlesque Stripped Down, episode number 40. Well, welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is Velvet Eau Claire, your guide through all of the secrets, sexy secrets, saucy secrets. Sometimes there are some not so sexy secrets as well. It just happens. We're all real people and we get the down and dirty of it here on Burlesque Stripped Down. As I have been doing the last few weeks, something kind of special here for our Hot Tips episode. I am actually joined by my guest, my interview guest from earlier this week, Miss Holly Rebelle, and she's going to be sharing today with us a couple tips that she has amassed in her 12 years of performance experience. So welcome back, Holly. Still doing all right over there?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Of course, through the magic of podcasting and everything, we are actually, the time is weird for us because we actually just finished our interview. Of course, for everybody listening, it's been a few days since you've listened. So welcome back. Thank you for pressing play again. Holly, let's go ahead and jump right in. What do you have to share with us for today, for our tip?
For your tip. Okay, so, I had a couple things that I thought about.
Definitely.
But the tip and the thing that I think I probably get asked most is applying body glitter. I have a couple of acts where I'm very, very sparkly. It kind of almost alien looking, and that's on purpose. But I would like to share that if you like to use body glitter, I recommend using sunscreen to apply it. So sunscreen. So you stick your sunscreen in your hand, and then you go get non-toxic glitter from wherever you shop at. Unfortunately, in Albuquerque, we have limited selections, so I'm embarrassed to say that. I have to get it at Hobby Lobby. So you get your sunscreen, you dump a bunch of glitter on it, rub it in your hands, and rub it all over your body like you would sunscreen. It's definitely an exfoliating feeling, just FYI. It definitely does your exfoliation. But the reason that sunscreen works is because sunscreen is made to sit on top of the skin and not soak in your body like lotion or other like tinted shimmery body things you can put on. A lot of those are made to sink into your skin, whereas sunscreen is made to lay on top of your skin. So your glitter is actually sitting on top of your skin and you're not losing that adhesion that you would like with a lotion product. I do have to say, though, do not be the one to offer your body for body shots later that evening because you will taste like a beach. And I know this from experience. This has actually happened to me. I offered up my body for body shots, and my dear friend Bunny B licked that up, and then later turned around and went, ah! She was standing right next to my husband, and he said, "Let me guess, you licked my wife." And she goes, "Yep," and he goes, "I wouldn't even do that." So, so don't offer your body up for body shots, because you will not taste good, but you will definitely be incredibly sparkly.
Well, that's a really interesting tip. I really like that. And do you have any advice as far as, like, you said non-toxic glitter. So for those people who are listening who have maybe never used body glitter before, are they looking for anything specific? You said you get yours at Hobby Lobby. Yeah. I know there's some other places to go. What are they looking for with
just
with
non-toxic glitter?
Anything non-toxic?
Glitter, just like rhinestoning, works. Okay, so, I don't know. I should just start from the beginning. So rhinestoning, you get the most sparkle for your buck if you use different sizes and different colors of rhinestones when you're rhinestoning. And so the same applies for glitter. So typically with glitter, I will look for a glitter that already has different sizes, or I will get a couple of different glitters that are either in a different texture, different colors, different sizes, and you get a much more sparkle.
Cool. Okay. All right. So that's good to know. And then as far as the sunscreen goes, are you looking for any? Because I know, like me, I get confused when I go to the sunscreen aisle because there's 15 million different things and I don't know what to look for.
Sunscreen's expensive.
Anything specific? Yeah.
So I go for the cheapest cream. I'm not talking spray sunscreen. I'm talking cream. I'm talking old school cream sunscreen. I go for the cheapest bottle you can get, like the $5 bottle at Walgreens, like Walgreens brand sunscreen, because you clearly are not using it to protect your skin from the sun. You're using it to
SPF doesn't really matter. Like that's not a big deal. Okay,
not a thing.
Cool. Awesome. That's really great. I love that tip because I've heard some different things. I know different people have different strategies. And I can't remember. I think somebody said maybe to apply it with like a lotion-y bit or with even like aloe or something. I can't remember what I've heard in different circles, but I've never heard sunscreen before.
Well, and we discovered it by accident because we had our first outside gig at a Pride Parade. And so we wanted to sunscreen because we're outside all day. And then a bunch of us were just like, well, let's just add our glitter to our sunscreen. And then we were like, oh my gosh, our glitter is like adhered to, I mean, it was so adhered. We were like, this is winning. Yeah. So ever since then, it's been use sunscreen. And I've given that tip to all the girls in my company. And backstage at festivals, people see us doing it and they're like, what are you doing? And we're like, sunscreen. Get the sunscreen for the body glitter. So
I love it. And see, this is the whole point. I was saying this to you before we started recording too. This is the whole point of me wanting to bring on my guests for these hot tips episodes, because this is something that only several years of performing is going to teach you, right?
Absolutely.
So that is so good. Thank you so much. So for everybody listening, if you are if you have tried this before, if you haven't tried it, if you're about to try it, if you do try it, if you want to try it, whatever, email us. Tell us.
Oh, yeah.
We want to hear from you, right? We want to know that we're not just speaking into the void, as I always say. So you can email me if you'd like, velvet@burlesquestripdown.com. Of course, Holly is at hollyrebelle@burlesquenoir.com. Or even better, so that we don't have to worry about like forwarding emails and stuff, you can head over to the show notes for this episode, which is also kind of tied in with her interview, which is at burlesquestripdown.com/Holly, HOLLY. And you can leave comments down there at the bottom of the page. You can join us on Facebook. Me, I'm at Burlesque Stripped Down. Holly's at Holly Rebelle. We're both on Instagram. I'm at Velvet Eau Claire. She's at Holly Rebelle. We got places all over the place. And my absolute favorite is over on the right-hand side of any of my Burlesque Stripped Down web pages. You've got that little leave me a voicemail box. And all you do is you just hit that. It'll use your computer or your cell phone's microphone. And you can leave up to 90 seconds of a voicemail for me. And I haven't gotten too many of those, but I really would love them because I want to hear your voices. Holly, don't you want to hear their voices?
Absolutely.
We want to hear you. So head over and do that and let us know what you think if you've tried the sunscreen before or if you're ready to try it. Or if you have another thing that works really well too, although it sounds like nothing really works as well as sunscreen. Isn't that true?
Yeah, like I said, I've scientifically thought about this. So,
and it really makes sense. The fact that it's designed to not sink in, to not soak into your skin. You want it to stay. Yeah. I love it. Sweet. Well, everybody head on over. Definitely give Holly, if you haven't listened to her interview episode, it was really, really great. We got into some good stuff, including on our controversy corner. We talked about performing for exposure and a lot of different things. So head on over and give that a listen if you haven't already. Share these episodes with your friends. We'd love to hear about more people kind of coming in and listening. If you are on iTunes, please take a second to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. It really helps it to kind of get in front of more ears, and that would be really great. And as always, you got to keep on listening. Holly, thank you again so much for being on the podcast today. We appreciate having you once again.
I appreciate you, Velvet. This has been a blast.
Good. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and make sure that you stay sexy.